Hey, Sean here from Speedcubeshop.com. So I magnetized the GAN 356RS, and it was very simple. It worked just like the R did. I felt like the magnets were a little bit weaker, so what I used was 4x2 and 35. And the plastic's the same. It's actually the exact same puzzle, just with different caps and a different core. So for example, you can see right here, the old one had the metal core, and this has sort of a plasticky one that you can adjust by hand. One isn't better than the other. I always like the screws because you can do a lot more tensioning with it, but these actually can get pretty tight, which is nicer than what the X was, where the numerical IPG couldn't always get as tight as what I felt like I wanted. So because the magnets were not as strong, I actually added more. So I added another 24 magnets on the edges. So instead of having 48 magnets total, there is, 72? No, that's not right. Yeah, 72 magnets. So there's 72 magnets in here. It doesn't feel that heavy, but it performs great. One thing though that I think people are wondering, does it feel like an XS? And no, it does not. For the same reason that in my video for the GAN R did not feel like a GAN X. And I'll put a link in the description to that video, which goes more into detail on how to magnetize the puzzle. I'm not really going to go too much into detail here because I've already done that, and the link's below there. But adding magnets, literally all you have to do is just drop them in, they orient themselves, they place themselves. You can even solve the puzzle without gluing them in, but glue them in just in case. The reason why the R does not feel like the X, in my video I said it feels more like the SM, is because where the magnets need to be placed. So the SM, they're not very close to the tips, they're a little farther in, and with these you have to put them almost as deep as they can go unless you want to sand down pieces. With the X, they're very close to the tips. You can even see the plastic caps are specially designed to go around that. And the same thing with the XS. They're very close to the tip, especially if you adjust the magnets so they're stronger. So since these are deeper, they don't have as distinctive of a click. Because they're also deeper into there and they don't have that distinctive click, I don't feel like the magnetic strength feels as strong. It might be, but it doesn't feel like that. So that's why I added the extra magnets. What's interesting is in my previous video for the GAN R, I had some people that said, or even maybe the magnetic one, but sometimes people say 4x2 and 35 is way too strong, and I've had people say 4x2 and 35 is way too weak. So it seems to just vary either by their personal preference or maybe the magnets were different strength than what people thought. I would suggest just using 4x2 and 35. If you find the too weak, drop some new magnets in. So, but make sure they are as deep as possible. One thing I also did was before I finished putting everything together while the glue was drying, I just sort of polished the pieces a little bit with the polish I used to take off logos, just so it actually feels more broken in. I didn't do a ton. I didn't polish it like I did my GAN 251, but enough to where it feels like it's pretty broken in. With these newer magnets, it is really nice. Will I be using it all the time? Probably not, but it is a nice magnetic puzzle now. So thank you very much. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedcubeshop.com for more news and reviews.